You may remember last week we showed you the top salaries and how much overtime is being earned by city workers in Mobile.
Well, tonight we gathered the same information from Mobile County. Local 15's Andrea Ramey requested and analyzed the data for us. Andrea?
Well, Kim, no surprises here. Law enforcement racks up the bulk of overtime expenses.
With law enforcement being what it is, it forces overtime in a lot of situations that you can't plan for.
Like, say, historic ice storms and a fire at Government Plaza. Events not built into the county's budget, so overtime is doled out. Local 15 News obtained overtime records for all county employees and found the top 10 earners all worked in law enforcement. Mobile County Sheriff Sgt. Daniel Holifield earned the most.
He's also one of these individuals that volunteers to work overtime at nearly every chance he gets.
Speaking to us from the State Sheriff's Conference in Birmingham, Sheriff Sam Cochran addressed the overtime figures.
As the records are pulled, there's nothing that jumps out to me that's, unusual or unpredictable.
In fact, he says in many instances it's actually cheaper to pay out overtime, as is the case with number 3 overtime earner Etta Sigler, who works at the jail in a unique transportation role.
We actually come out cheaper paying her overtime because, again, we're not paying the cost of a new employee with the inherent cost of health care and benefits.
Chase, can you open your mouth?
Trying to face that way for me.
Several of the top overtime earners work at the jail, which is down 3 to 4 officers per shift, positions that can't go unmanned.
You've got a guard for each section in the jail where you've got inmates that have to be watched 24/7.
We could probably do a little bit tighter.
Commissioner Jerry Carl also reviewed the records and says while he understands all the law enforcement overtime, he does have some questions about employees in other departments earning 5 figures in overtime.
But when you start looking at the environmental department, for example, or you start looking at animal control, I think we could probably do a little better managing of time and money in those 2 departments.
And we have compiled lists of the top 10 earners and overtime earners. It's on our website, local15tv.com, if you would like to review it. Kim and Greg.